their shots. You see players jumping into the playground mode to try and increase the, just make themselves as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And let's see in game 2 here if it pays off.
Here we go.
We need some noise, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 about to begin. Who will come out on top? We saw Struggs with the heel off at the end. Last game for game number 2. Which player will rise above the rest and secure that victory royale? We know some players who have some points so far. We'll get a full standings update for you as soon as possible for everyone at home, because I'm sure you're looking out for that. But either way, let's get into the action.
In the bottom right here, our winner from last game, Struggs, dropping in. He's looking at the southeast corner of the map. Maybe a Paradise Palms, maybe hitting the like the mini junction to the southeast of that. You can even land up on top of the structures up here and just see if he can dig up a chest or two. It depends on the style that he wants to go for, how he's played previously. Actually, he's cutting back. He's heading to retail. He decided maybe didn't see too many players dropping here, which means this might be an early aggression game. Home and native land. Lance only gets ammo. Is relatively unlucky. If there's somebody in one of these buildings close and they spot him on the move out here, this
is the worst thing ever.
This could be a very bad position. Now, right here in front of this little tent, there's sometimes a weapon spawn. We'll see if he gets a chance to get one.
Oh my goodness.
Jack, this is not good. This is extremely not good. This is an unlucky drop.
Yeah, this is one where he's already kind of going, and don't get me wrong, he's in a fantastic position because he's already earned himself 3 points. But still, no weapon in hand. Eliminations already have begun. I believe Wheats and DMO have both been eliminated already.
Trying to go for the drop on his opponent there. The shotgun posse goes down to the blue pump. One single shot all the way around the corner. That is a product of excellent aim, making use of that shotgun up close.
And there was a Crypto with the shot down on the Dremin, and if you remember, Dremin actually earned himself a point back in that first game from the eliminations.
Supa Senpai Sens underneath here, underneath Crypto down here in
yeah.
There's so many nicknames for this place. I call it the Wild West just because of the nature of the buildings. What do you call it, Jack?
People call it Westworld just because it's like far out there. At this point, Epic, we just need names for all this stuff. Please help us. Name the Viking Village area, Valhalla.
Clearly.
That's the only correct name in my book.
Now, explain to me the pass on the purple burst there.
So
he's
a lot
stuck with the green tap fire, the single fire shot.
People ask all the time, is this better than this? What do you use for sensitivity? What are your keybinds? Guys, everything in games is how comfortable you feel. Some people feel better with the burst AR. Some people feel better with the normal assault rifle. Especially early game with the lack of ammo, you kind of want the more precise weapon, and that is that single tap AR. For me, I'm picking a green assault rifle over the Epic Burst assault rifle.
Personally, I think it's going to take a big difference in ammo count to make that kind of decision. The burst, if you get a full shot, like just straight up the bottom,
just chunks.
you can rip a player half HP down in one burst at the right range, and it takes a really good aim to make that happen. But if you can pull it off and you have the ammo to utilize it, it's undeniably a powerful weapon. 72 hours moving southwest out of retail. Sees a build fight in front of him, and this is a third-party opportunity. He can find who's up top and maybe take advantage. Back down here, what is it, the southwest corner, just northeast of Flush Factory. Zayt trying to find his target inside, gets a shot as he's moving up the stairs. It might be enough if he can capitalize, kind of take advantage of mixing it up above Cubs Mill down at the bottom. He's got a green pump out, and Zayt is full HP.
And remember, this is actually a really awkward area to fight in.
Look at his loadout, too.
This is just
Slurp
insane.
2 rockets, a blue pump, purple suppressed pistol, and he's got a porter rip.
Yep. As Zayt's trying to break on in, looking for exactly where Cubs Mill can be. Just playing in this outside factories area, looking for the entry. Cubs Mill's like, please just forget about me.
A little bit of cat and mouse
please
happening.
Forget about me.
Zayt's trying to track down his target. Sound cues are going to be a big deal here, waiting to see if he can hear. Even just like a weapon swap can be enough to give away position, because your opponent can hear that. Cubs Mill will not switch off that shotgun. He is going to wait until the last second. And right now, he's still in the safe zone. So, at this point, he could stick his hands up in the air, and it would be an effective way to hide. Now, he's right around the corner, sees the edit, the rocket drop in there, trying to knock the wall out. Literally the same position as just a second ago. Zayt got the shot through the stairs moments ago.
Resetting over and over.
Materials are going to start to look
low. I think he knows where he is.
Zayt's got 5 builds up, the rocket up top. So close to getting the Elim there.
Here's the thing. Look at the material count. Literally can build two more
left.
walls.
It might even be a good opportunity soon to go for that box that's just sitting out in the open. If he can't locate and eliminate Cubs Mill easily, you might have to worry about building some material because there's a potential chance for a build fight. Now, it also depends on Cubs Mill's materials right now as to whether or not pushing is a good idea, and Zate won't know that. Earlier, though, at the top down, you see Mars City's building up top, gets a very long-range shot with that shotgun there.
That's a beautiful inventory to have.
Oh, yeah.
The shotgun, the assault rifle,
setup.
the quick drum gun swap, the hunting rifle, and a mini, that is really all you can ask for. And I believe we've just heard from production that Zate just completely left that fight that we just saw. He used the rift to go and got on out of there.
Seeing the feed, Wolfman going down to C9's Top Boy, Enigma in a box here, trying
and
to play safe.
We keep talking about audio cues. It's so important to listen. He was just hearing minis get popped on just the other side.
Makes you wonder if Nate knows that he's underneath. Now, up here, Cubs Mill. He had back engaged with Zate. Chased him up top. Cubs actually went after this elimination, saying,
no.
You don't get away from me. No, no, no.
Zate just used his slurp, so every second that ticks will help Zate. He's trying to keep this high ground. He does not have a lot of materials.
See him smacking the roof, just trying to get. You see he's going to push up to 30 wood. He's got 3 wood builds now and 1 stone, and that's it. Nate Hill still, he's looking for the player that is hiding underneath him. Enigma still trying to sneak away those sound cues.
And he just saw 52 damage health headshot tag. So for him, he's going for this right away.
Absolutely.
Except to try to just kind of mouse one through this wall. Doesn't quite finish the elim yet.
He got a shotgun tag a little too far away to secure that elimination. 1 shot from that double barrel, but it's super effective if you are close enough to your target. And it finds him, gets the 145. Almost doesn't even matter how much.
It's a lot of damage, just as my professional opinion. It's a lot of damage now. I'm looking at the mini-map, too, in front of me here. Players having to push all the way towards the south side of the map. It's a long run for a lot of players who landed anywhere in Pleasant Park, Tomato Temple, Lazy Links.
We even have a player moving in from Jung Junction in the northwest.
Look at this build battle in the top right. Huggable guys looking for the third-party engagement. The pyramids being built up, stopping any build opportunity. Sign of a fantastic player.
Gonna edit his way down, gets caught off guard there. A shotgun shot puts him at 56 HP, I believe. And Horrifying goes down to Jack's shotgun push there. Top of retail looking terrifying.
I believe Jack is the youngest player on the United lineup for Fortnite. They brought everyone out there from the team. Met up with one of their general managers earlier on. You
have 3 players still here on this side of retail. So potentially engagement still happening. It surprises me, though, that with the sound that was made from that, the shotgun shots, they're pretty loud. You're going to have players third party, but nobody took advantage in that moment. But Jack is getting pushed on. His opponent does have a top down on him.
What you just saw right there was a brilliant, brilliant counter build play. Jack went to go pyramid above his opponent, but his opponent, Sean, placed floors below his ramps to stop the ability to pyramid up top, which let him keep moving forward with his builds on the high ground. Full advantage now to Sean in this engagement versus Jack. With the amount of health he has, the weapon swaps he can use, I'm expecting him to win this 10 out of 10 times.
Puts it down, gets the edit, and he's trying to go for just a perfect time push there. Listen for those sound cues, see if he can keep track of where his opponent went.
Jack
backed out into the storm to get away. Back earlier, though. The pop down on Cubs Zate secures it, and that was after popping the slurp, which turns out he didn't necessarily need, but it was a smart play at the time. Now, Jack, we were just saying, this is a smart play. Zone's only ticket for 1.
Literally, I was so confident in his opponent to beat him, and Jack knew. Like, I don't just say he's going to win 10 out of 10 times without kind of knowing how good of a scenario Sean was in.
Jack knew that too.
Jack recognized that as well and said, literally, this is so unwinnable that I'm going to run into the storm to reposition. I'm going to be honest, that really validates me as a caster for a second. It feels good because literally that was so unwinnable that he just said, forget it, I'm running into the zone to leave this.
Now, Tempo Payne dropping those grenades out there. The goal here, drop his opponent down and throw them off any kind of cadence they have.
Oh, he's in the cube.
He is in the cube. I think you see him generating shield right now.
Yeah.
There it is. It's part of this is a 3-man fight. And it looks like his opponent did get eliminated.
That's how far it's moved?
It is moved all the way over there.
Wait, it's by shifty now?
It is.
I left for a day.
Things change quick, man. You got to keep up on the meta, Jack. Come on. Now, Morgas, we saw this was a player the last game was struggling to try and get his 3rd elimination to secure that single point, trying to get that point. He's boxed himself in. He's top of Salty. He's building up a lot of quick edits to change his angles versus whatever opponent might try and sneak up. He's got a player underneath him. He's got Psalm between him and the top of Chimney Rock. He's got a number of players that are going to rotate in from the north and northwest sides right now. So this is a perfect third-party opportunity. Granted, he doesn't have anything long range. A drum gun, a minigun. He has a legendary heavy shotgun. The remote explosives.
A loadout like this, he's hoping for late game. Here's a look at Vivid. Someone who has won multiple times in the early weeks of Summer Skirmish. He's going to go for it all. LMG now in hand as he's hearing the shields get popped. Try to juke his opponent right there, his goal. Hit the close wall, force his opponent to build out and try to catch him as he builds above. Vivid keeping this high ground. He knows that is everything, but unfortunately, there's that third party as someone has just peeked from up above.
He may or may not have realized that there were shots from above here. And right now in this game, by the way, 2 players with 3 eliminations, Marcities and Top Boy, which means they both have a single point apiece. Trying to defend against these shots from the player underneath him. The low shot count that he was getting, that was coming at him, you notice he never built the triangles to double layer the floor. That was, I think, the expectation there from Vivid is that, ooh, what a snipe. The expectation being that he doesn't think he's going to get shot at enough that he has to double layer. That means his opponent might be low on ammo, and he can disengage. They're going to disengage. They don't want to necessarily take the shots. Use that bolt action to take out the ramp as his opponent was building up, and it forces them to drop down. They're closer to the zone. They're going to build back away from him, and he's just trying to keep pressure on them.
Vivid knows he's in a very rough spot right now.
He was just engaging with this player. He did hit the body shot, so they're at that time a max of 95 HP remaining. Is a hit for 105. Blue bolt action, and the grenade launcher going to come out. That's in the top left. Tilted, looking hot right now. Cheeto securing an elimination, the first one this game. Vivid is boxing in.
He's made it into the zone, and this is actually where he becomes one of the best players in the world. Don't get me wrong. Vivid is great throughout the whole game, but where he truly, truly excels is when it gets into little battles like this. These one-by-ones, these quick edits, these maneuvering around the close areas. Look at this. People all around him.
3 players in that tower, and Vivid is going to stay down below, maybe wait for a third-party opportunity, because if these two are going to engage each other, he doesn't have to push. If you play for position, if you play for ranking, that's crazy important.
Now, what Vivid doesn't know is this is actually who he hit with the 105 body shot earlier. Cerverza didn't have any healing.
You see here the edge of Salty is that's a lot of players in one spot, Jack.
Yes, it is, man. Yes,
a lot of third-party opportunities, but also, man, you put yourself out there, everyone is going to look for that pick. Everyone is going to try and take shots because those sound cues they're going to go off. People are going to hear the gunshots, and you'll see heads popping up like gophers left and right.
Absolutely, as people are going to have to move on in. At some point soon now, this zone, which was crazy that it was pushing everyone to the south. So here's the thing, right? Everyone was having to move to the south part of the map. This third zone, Ben, just stayed at the top north part. So the majority of the players are actually already in and around the zone, unlike last game when we were in this scenario, which is why I think we're seeing so many more people turtled up in these 1-by-1s with still 48 left.
So you're Vivid, who was in the bottom of that tower.
I'm telling you, this is where this man works, man. I'm telling you, this man works.
Catching Cerverza off guard there. The shotgun shot. And they build those catacombs, the multiple little chambers in there in an attempt to throw people off on positioning. Because you don't necessarily, if you have 3 or 4 of those little 1-by-1 boxes built up with the roofs on top, you can't necessarily track where people are. And it gives you the chance to kind of sneak around inside. And like Vivid did there, like you saw, he just edits his opponent straight down, takes the opportunity to take the shot and get the elimination.
So a quick update for everybody at home. Right now we have 4 players who've earned at least 3 elims. Top Boy, Jack, Marcities are all at 3. Fugues, who was leading this game at 4, was just eliminated literally seconds ago in 43rd. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Fugues got a point from game 1 as well. So he's been having a good job with the limbs so far. As we'll continue to update you guys on the live scores in game. Now in the action to the bottom right, we're seeing players use those little edits in the pyramids to kind of peek out. So how is this done for players at home if they're wondering how to do this themselves?
Build the 1-by-1 box, put a roof on top of yourself, and then on top of that, the triangle. Dude, the triangle is so important because you can, as soon as you hit the edit key on those, you can pop your head through because the layers show up below the camera. And so you can peek out. They made some changes not long ago to the way that edits were done and kind of filled in the boxes, the platforms you couldn't see. The triangle on top of a 1x1 still works, still gives you the safety because the coverage is still there, it's still built up, but you can peek out and watch other players' movement. I
actually just loved what I just saw from Landjock right there. He threw the Clinger grenade, and recently the Clinger was updated where it no longer instantly explodes when a wall is destroyed. So instead of throwing it on a side wall, he threw it at the top, because the new way that Clingers work is when you destroy the structure it's on, it naturally begins to fall down with gravity. So he destroyed the roof, the Clinger then fell on in, and the player got damaged and had to escape. This was Blue Tea earlier on with that double barrel up close and personal. Bye-bye, my friend. That was how Fuchs was eliminated from this one.
Punisher sitting on the top of 1x1. He's got the window edited. He's using a little bit of third person to look out, see if he can spot people rotating, and that's high enough he might be able to sneak out. Yep, he can crouch walk out of that just barely and look for a shot. He's trying to sneak his way out. He's going to close it up. These players closing their gates behind him because someone could sneak in.
35 left.
And you're starting to see a lot of these chambers built up, the roofs, the little 1x1 boxes, the shots coming out. Max is just going to spam down these walls, gets Sinful, caught right at the wall, secures his first elim, and you see peeking out the top of the triangle, the top of his little building. He's trying to watch for more rotations. He did just hear an explosion just before that, so there might be somebody else still out there. More elims primed for picking right at the edge. Jota taking the launch pad in. He's going to try and find somewhere an unoccupied location. Vivid, Shido, Powder. You have tons of players still boxed up inside Salty. It's still, there's just so much pressure from that side that maybe escaping early, like you saw there, it's a good call. And Crypto goes down in the feed. You saw the SMG spray from Landjack now right in front of Punisher, front left. You've got boxes built on, front right, boxes building up. Players, it's almost like they're nesting here, waiting for just the right time. And the reason being is they're inside the safe zone. Use the brick, get yourself a good structure in the window edit as Punisher is trying to make his way away, kind of building some catacombs, closing himself inside. Going for edits, see it.
Extending that out.
Edit, quickly build an extension. Edit, quickly build an extension to try and give more room to move, more safe zones essentially for himself, where he still has vision out on other people and can maybe third party if a push happens.
72 hours still in this one.
Built up
He's playing at the bottom mountain, and yeah, that's about as use. You want to know the information I get from that graphic?
There's a lot of people left. There's a ton of people left. 30 left in the zone. The zone is moving into. This is the last time it closes before it starts to move, so things are about to get hectic on these rotations.
This is actually more players than even are normally left in this scenario in competitive matches, which are already kind of above, but this is a lot of people trying to play for this late game. Hey, I haven't gotten many limbs. I need to get top 10.
People are looking for ranking now to get their points to try and secure for the remainder. Because after this one, there's 2 more games left today.
And I think that this happens because top 10 earns the points.
Yeah.
I think this would be different if it was like a point for top 5, or even if it was only the kind of the top, like third gets 1, second gets 2, first gets 3.
People can land in top 10,
because you can get
and that's
top
enough.
10 and earn 1 point. So many people change their game plan to, I just need to get 1. And that's why we're seeing so many of these structures just built on up.
A little peek shot from Zayt on Nate Hill, who's built up in a 1x1 as well. And safe play isn't necessarily slow play. You have to keep in mind, these players, they're used to watching for rotations. You see top of the hill and engagement happening up there. Punisher's watching from a distance, trying to check to see if anybody is hanging out in this single box, and there is somebody in there. The turbo build saving him, just holding down left click with the build out. But they wait for these rotations. They look for opportunities to eliminate, because with this many competitive top skill players, it's not about who is necessarily better, but it's about who makes a mistake first. Because they play for perfection. A lot of them, they know exactly when to move and where to move, depending on the loadout. They know what their opponents are going to do, and so they also know exactly when a mistake happens. You see your Landjack is looking for a third party and somebody that's just outside the zone.
So for everybody at home right now, with 25 seconds until this next zone moves, because it's, because it's one of the first ones where half of it is out of play, expect to see players drop like flies here. And you can already see people inching on up, not using any build, just trying to kind of sneak between all this.
Here we go. A look at the elimination leaderboard from now. 6 players from this match right now. Even with 2 eliminated, 6 players from this match already have 1 point. Jack, Nate Hill, Fuchs, Top Boy, Haste, Fariko, and Mars Cities. We've been watching Landjock quite a bit here because his play, his edits, and his positioning have been exceptional. You see he's inside the safe zone right at the edge already. Prodigy Ace is pushing away, and the bounce pad to get in, flying over the top of both of them. They're essentially building the same path on top of each other. You saw Jax drop down in the back. He might be looking for elimination here, trying to push in on a
He's already
player.
got 4. This would be for 2 points at 5+ elims. He's made it into the zone, but he's got no materials. He's got to win an engagement here. He knows it. He's going for it all. This is kind of an all-risk play right here. Can he get the victory?
Well done. Ashton goes down to Jack's drum gun, the shotgun.
And look at what he's rewarded with, Lupo. Shields.
600 plus
600 plus wood. He had to do that. He had no choice. And not only does it earn him another point, but it earns him a chance to win this game. And now he's dead. I'm going to stop complimenting people.
You need to stop it, Jack. You've cost 2 players so far. Alliance Powder getting the third-party elim there.
I feel so bad, but I don't at all.
And the third-party shots there. Lassie's looking up top. Top boy, literally on top of the competition. He's already in a safe spot for the next push. He has the best position right now in terms of elevation. He's right next to the next zone. He can move whenever he wants. His loadout is even, for this late in the game, his loadout is fantastic. 350 wood, 300 brick, 130 metal. He can build a ton of surfaces. He's got the blue drum, a legendary.
He doesn't have a lot of ammo.
Barrel.
He does not have a lot of ammo to spray with.
With this few players left, or with the storm moving, I should say, too, he doesn't necessarily have to use the ammunition if he goes for placement. He can let people take each other out. You see, this is the time. Especially, look at the way that the circle is moving up the hill. People have to move up. You're going to see.
Watch the loss of the storms. Already 2 have dropped for the storm, and I don't think that'll be the end of them because the verticality adds a whole nother level. People are going to drop like flies here from 20 players remaining, now down to just 13. It seems like the rest of everyone has made it on in, but I mean, they are all within inches of each other.
Mac actually goes down to the storm. Last second there, that's 12 left. 2 more players go down, and then everyone that's remaining gets 1 point. 1 more goes down to the storm. Well, the storm is still claiming players. 27 seconds left to the next move.
Reminds me of week 1 of the skirmish.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, KL.
The storm still here. It's going to move to the top of the hill still. And actually, that shot you just had was the direction that it's moving. So it's moving from builds to builds that are already there. And Nate Hill here, player from FaZe, down at the bottom. He's bandaging. Actually, the med kit, the med kit off in the
last second. Look at this.
Looking around. He has quite a bit of medium ammo left, 210 shots. Unicorn's flying across, looking to make it into the next storm. Builds as he's flying, tries to establish himself.
Did Unicorn fall down?
He just fell off the map. Top boy getting tagged up, building the floors, trying to build himself a layer, but he hasn't double layered any of this. So if somebody looks up and starts to take some shots, or maybe sees where it's connected, he could get dropped early. Caro's looking back, editing himself through, trying to look for just sneak 1 shot in, but he cannot build. He's got 5 wood, 2 brick, and he goes down. 2 more lost in the storm, 8 players remaining, which means everybody that's left on your screen, as you see them, they're getting at least 1 point from game 2.
Yep. And now the next question comes in, who will make it to our top 3 to earn themselves another point, and who will keep that victory royale? Look at this, blue tee all the way up top. He's just looking for free picks. When you're in the scenario, you have no intentions of dropping down unless someone forces you. He doesn't have a lot of metal left.
He's in a good spot for the next circle, though.
He is very, very close. And now he's going to actually get a little bit closer for a shotgun engagement.
Refire the rocket, try and shoot. He tried to shoot back behind where there wasn't necessarily a wall to get some splash damage in on this player that's built in underneath him.
Oh, he wants this a limb now,
He does. It'll put him at 3.
Yep.
Plus, it'll put him to 5th place, and he's going to get it. That's 2 points in 1 shot there.
Yep. And now he's 1 more placing away from another point, which would put him at 3 this game. This is a brilliant performance right now from Blue Team. We're in our top 4 again, folks. You already see Flame has 5 limbs. He's earned himself 3 already. He's 1 more placing away from earning another point.
3rd here.
Woo!
Blocking the rockets.
That wall just barely blocks the rocket in time.
The next circle, this is the one that closes all the way down. So players that have HP healing remaining and gets caught off guard by Nate Hill, sneaks inside and gets the elim, puts him at 6. The second one on Powder, 2 HP remaining. Are you kidding me?
Nate
1v1.
Hill, 7 limbs this game, and there he goes.
goes down to blue T. What a finish. Nate Hill playing absolutely out of his mind that game, but blue T secures the elim.
He's fired up. You can see he was just hyped to get 7. At that point, yeah, he's counted up. He's counted up. I think he just made a gesture of, I believe that was what, 5? He got top 2, just plus 2, 7. Yeah, Nate just got 5.